I had a 450 Mako that was just as nice as any 450 Mako that was ever built. And I got all the trick stuff and the jetting and the porting, and man, the guys at Mako took good care of me because, you know, I was their guy and rode their bike. So I went out to this Valley Cycle Park and I won a whole bunch of races as a novice. And basically I should have been kicked up to intermediate right away, but I won like 14 in a row with this 450 Mako. It was like cheating. It was absolutely like cheating. Man, you could let them all go and still get a whole shot. So anyway, one day I went to Saturday Saddleback, and you guys, I don't know if you ever know about Saturday Saddleback. Saturday Saddleback Park, you got two 45-minute motos, you still get home by 3 o'clock. So I go to Saturday Saddleback, and there were all the pros. And on Saturday, typically a whole bunch of pros would show up, a bunch of good pros. Marty Tripes, you know, Gary Jones, guys like that. They'd be all over the place. And so I went there and I went to the riders meeting, and the promoter of the track, he says, well, there's only two 500 intermediates, and I just got bumped up to intermediate. And I was protesting it mightily, but no way, I had to become an intermediate. He says, okay, so Rick, you're riding in 500 intermediate, and a guy named George, you're riding 500 intermediate, and you guys are going to go with the pros. You'll be scored separately, but you're going to ride with the pros. And only two of us, So I looked at the start line. We're talking Marty Tripes, Gary Jones, Billy Payne, Kenny Zart. Just unbelievable. It looked like a national. It looked like a real national. John DeSoto. All these killer guys were there. And I said, wow, what the heck am I doing here? So I go, well, if nothing else, I'm going to get a start. So I sort of backed off the starting gate, like that, as far as I could. And the gate just quivered, and I took off. And I raked the starting gate. When the starting gate just fell, I went from second to third, because it was the second gear start on a Mako. Second to third, by the time I got to the other side of the gate, I was in third gear, and the Mako would start pulling. And if you've ever seen Saddleback Park, it's a long uphill. And I went through the gears, and all that 38 horsepower was on the ground. It was pulling. I get to the top of the hill, and make the left-hand turn to go down Whipco Hill, and I got the lead. And there's 40 killer pros behind me, and I said to myself, I should have done this years ago. I got 4 or 5 lengths on all these guys. Look at that, John DeSoto's back there, Mark Wade, see Billy Payne. By the time I get to the bottom of the Whipco downhill, I was in 23rd place. I had my shirt almost pulled completely off me. Guys came by me, my helmet was scraped up, handlebars hitting me in the goggles. It was ridiculous. I got lapped twice. The other guy pulled off the track in complete humiliation. And I was declared the 500 intermediate winner. I went back and I leaned my Mako, my beautiful, fast, probably the fastest bike there. I leaned my Mako against the van and went, and the little heart was beating like a rabbit. And Billy Payne came up to me, he says, Rick, he says, the next time you decide to pull a whole shot, don't park it on the downhill.